Have you guys ever had that moment where you're doing something so physically or mentally straining that you just want to lay down and die? I mean, it's one of those moments where, hey, I'd rather be playing Call of Duty right now. So what's going on, all you beautiful people? My name is Purple Grizzly, and how freaking sick is that intro? That's my new intro. My buddy Freesley just made it, so I'm gonna put his link in the description of this video if you guys want to go over and be like, yo, what's up? I like your intros. That'd be pretty cool. So you guys are probably wondering what today's commentary is going to be about. It's actually a life story of mine, and I did tell this story in the past. It was around when I had, I'd say, give or take, 200 subs, so that was a pretty freaking long time ago, so hopefully you enjoy the story. Each year during the summertime, I go on 2 backpacking trips with my youth group. We go out into the wilderness and pretty much just survive with whatever we have in our backpacks. You know, the essentials like food, clothing, sleeping bags, and and all that stuff that you need to survive. And we go to various places. So this one year, it was last year in June, I believe, we go to this place called Marble Mountains, right? And it's, if you're unfamiliar with that, where that is, it's at the very top of California. It's up by Mount Shasta. For those of you who do know where Mount Shasta is, it's up there. And even though it's summertime, it is very cold up there. Now, what we normally do on this trip is we normally go backpacking for about 4 to 5 days up in the mountains, hike out, and we do a little bit of river rafting. But this year, things were different. We weren't allowed to go to the normal spot that we normally go to. So we did river rafting first, and that was all fun and dandy. But then, you know, someone got sick. So this guy Brandon, who's on the staff of my youth group, he's a pretty chill, awesome dude. But he looked like he was gonna die. He was literally, he just out of nowhere. He's fine. We had a nice burger for dinner or something, and he just starts puking his guts out. He almost puked on my bed that I had laid out on the lawn and everything, and it was like, oh, that was so close. I got a little bit of splash damage on my legs, so I don't know if that had anything to do with this. But yeah, I mean, I was feeling great that night, and the next day we were going to hike in to the mountains, and this is where things get bad. I woke up that next morning feeling terrible, and there were certain body functions that I was experiencing that I'd rather not describe in a commentary, because they are rather gruesome and disgusting. So it was horrible. I had a really bad flu, and there were a couple other people that had the same sickness as me. But out of like the group of 50, I'd say only about 3 people at this time were sick. So I had to stay at this house that we normally stay at, this compound, and and stay there the whole day trying to get better. You know, going in the bathroom, peeing on my butt and stuff, diarrhea. And so, okay, the next day, you know, I'm still sick, and I figured out, you know, I have to hike up. We have to end up hiking up, because one of the leader staff members was sick at the time, and he was a little bit older, and yeah, if we got him sick, that would not be very good at all. So we ended up hiking up, and I was, at this point, when we started hiking, I was really pretty much the only one sick. Except for this one staff member who was hiking with me. And this is like 5 miles up a mountain. Like, seriously, up in a mountain. You know, it's physically challenging enough when you're fine, but with the flu, it was terrible. So this whole time I was dragging my feet. It literally took like 6 hours to get up there. I really cannot describe it. It was one of the hardest experiences I've ever had in my life. Hands down, the very most difficult physical challenge I've had to deal with. So I get up in the mountains after, you know, 6 hours of hiking uphill with the flu, which was, I'm going to start talking about that. So I get up there, you know, where it's freezing freaking cold at the campsite that we're staying at. It was gorgeous, though, but I really didn't have the mindset to appreciate it. And it was so cold at night. The sleeping bags outside actually had frost on them when we woke up in the morning. I stayed in a tent that didn't do anything, so whoever manufactured that tent is gonna get a nice little holiday gift basket for me. But yeah, and I was thrown up, and it was a terrible thing. Next day, I hiked out all 5 miles downhill with a pretty gnarly rash, and it's a really disgusting thing. But it was so physically challenging. I look back on that if I'm doing something difficult, it's like, oh man, this isn't that bad compared to what I did. So I'm interested in what kind of physical or mental challenges that you guys have had to experience. What's the hardest thing that you have ever done? Because hands down for me, this was like the most challenging thing ever. You really had to be there to understand fully what I'm trying to describe. And I really hope no one has to experience that. But yeah, leave a comment down below and let me know what kind of physical experience that you've had that just sucked and you feel like you're going to die. I don't know. You could be. I don't know. There's there's all kinds of different things that you could have had to go through. So yeah, that's my story. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You probably noticed by now I had to put a little bit of extra gameplay in here because the commentary took a little longer than I thought it would. And if you would like to see more life stories from me, go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe if you have not done so already. And yeah, that would be awesome. So if you have not done so already, like the video up if you did enjoy it. If you did not, leave some feedback in the comment section. It's up to you. And leave a comment of your hardest life experience. So remember guys, I'm Purple Grizzly, and I'll talk to you later.